If I'm not getting General Tso's chicken, I'm most likely getting beef with broccoli. So let's take a crack at this takeout classic using the most authentic ingredients and techniques possible. One of the most frequent comments from people is that their beef just doesn't taste right. Here I have 12 ounces of flank steak cut into stir-fry pieces. One important step I rarely see mentioned in recipes is the importance of washing any stir-fry beef before marinating. This pulls out a lot of residual blood from the meat and removes that iron taste that throws off the flavor. Here I'm rinsing and straining, and eventually I'm just going to squeeze out any extra water and let it hang out while I work on the beef marinade. This is also a great time to get some water heating up for the broccoli. For the marinade, I'm combining 1 tablespoon Chinese cooking wine, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, 1 tablespoon sesame oil, and a couple tablespoons of water. The dries to this, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, and a dash of black pepper. Lastly is an important one, 1 teaspoon baking soda. This has been used in Chinese kitchens for ages, and it's a great way to tenderize beef, known as velveting. Mix thoroughly and add the marinade to the beef. For the broccoli, just trim off the large florets and then trim into bite-sized pieces. I'll drop them into salted boiling water no longer than 2 minutes. Once you pull them out, I like to drop mine in an ice water bath just to halt the cooking. For the aromatics, I'm dicing the following: 1 small knob of ginger, 3 garlic cloves, and the white portion of a green onion. I'll also be thinly slicing half a white onion. With those out of the way, I'll pull together the sauce. For this, I'll combine the following: 1 tablespoon cooking wine, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons water, 1 teaspoon dark soy sauce, and a teaspoon of light soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of hoisin sauce. This brings a lot of sweetness and umami to the party. 1 teaspoon sesame oil, 1 teaspoon sugar, and the important heaping teaspoon of cornstarch. I'll also throw a pinch of white pepper in there. And right before I add the beef, I'm going to add just a touch of sesame oil. Now it's time to break out the wok or a large deep-bottomed pan. Always throw cold oil in a hot wok. I wait until the wok just starts to smoke before I add the oil. Make sure it's nice and coated, and I'll pour out the extra oil. This does not cook long at all, probably a minute before I flip it and cook another couple minutes, and then it'll continue to cook in the sauce as well. With the beef out, I can add my white onion, and just as it starts to look translucent, I'll add the rest of the aromatics and just cook for another minute or so. Again, not long. Add in the broccoli. This is smelling amazing. Now I add in the sauce. And eventually the meat joins the party and we cook for another 30 to 45 seconds. I'm also going to add just a little bit of finishing oil here. Of course, no Chinese is complete without some white rice. Side note, check out my separate video on how to cook perfect stovetop rice if you don't happen to have a rice cooker. This is going to sound cliche, I know, but trust me, if you have ingredients and patience, you can make amazing beef with broccoli at home that's just as good, if not better, than your favorite takeout. Thanks for hanging out with me in Kitchen Serious, guys. See you in the next one.